Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with a nightmare coming true. It is, well, you're not going to believe this, but yes, Bruckner piano pieces from the Kitzler sketchbook or study book, notebook, actually. What is the Kitzler Notebook? Well, you know, Bruckner, he was very insecure and he took test after test after test and study after study after study and course after course after course, where he did nothing but composition exercises for like decades. And finally in 1861, he started taking with a guy named Kitzler. And it was Kitzler who got him into like Wagner and modern music and actually possibly turned him into the Bruckner we know and love. But it doesn't matter. While he was studying with Kitzler, he had a notebook, and in the notebook he wrote a bazillion little pieces of various things, including the C minor string quartet at the very end of it, which is also not very good. Well, here we have little piano pieces, and there are, on this particular disc, 24 of them. And they're little minuets and gallops and dancey thingies. There's an etude. There's a chromatic etude. Oh my goodness. It sounds like Chopin with no sense of rhythm. It consists of chromatic scales over a plodding bass line because Bruckner knew that it was illegal, against the law of God, to do anything other than write in 4-bar phrases in moderate tempo. And so when he finally decided to try that, actually, he gave it a separate name. It's on here. It's called Musical Periods in C major, because he does other than 4-bar phrases, possibly for the only time in his life. Obviously, he didn't like it. So here they are. I mean, they last from, well, what can I tell you, from 34 seconds here to about 7 minutes. There's a theme and variations in G major, which is very, very themey and variation-y. I mean, it's not horrible. What do you expect? It's not great. Because, you know, one of the problems is, in evaluating this stuff is this. You know, anybody can write a pleasant little tune. I mean, you can. I can do it. You can do it. You sit around at the piano and you pick something out and you get a pleasant little tune. You put a nice little dance rhythm accompaniment, like a jump, 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 and play the tune on top of it. It'll be lovely. Trust me. Delightful. Just as good as one of these, in fact. Because, well, there's a difference between mere competence, mechanical competence, and genius, obviously. And no one's quite sure what that is. I mean, you know, the lines are rather blurry. And you could very easily listen to this, which is played perfectly well by Christoph Eggner on Bruckner's own piano, which does not sound very good. It has not survived the years all that well. They've attempted to restore it, but it's kind of jangly and buzzy and not all that appealing. It has a lot of mechanical noises and, you know, why bother? I mean, why not just give the music the best possible send-off by playing it on a gorgeous piano? It would have been so much nicer. Not that the music would have been better, but, you know, so we give it credit because we say, well, it's interesting as an example of what Bruckner was before he became Bruckner. Well, what he was completely uninteresting, basically. Basically. You know, he wrote some church music that's okay. He wrote some earlier things. He did. He wasn't a complete incompetent, but, you know, he was sort of a trained monkey, and this is trained monkey music. I mean, that's just what it is. And you can't gild the lily and pretend that it's anything other than that. So if you're interested in trained monkey music, which sounds absolutely nothing like what Bruckner sounded later, and if the fact that Bruckner sounded nothing like what he sounded later interests you, then I can recommend this rather scruffily sounding, piano-wise, but nicely played disc without hesitation. I just think it's a huge waste of time. I really, really do. I mean, and the afflatus that surrounds it, you know, the Bruckner's own piano, and they recorded it in the Baroque picture room in the monastery in St. Florian. I mean, you know, they did everything they could to give it the patina of echt Bruckner. But its echtacity, it has authenticity. What it doesn't have is musical distinction. So you can be as authentic as you want, but if the music is trained monkey music, then who cares? I sure don't. Keep on listening, friends. Take care.